Metaphysics is going to have to be the quote unquote religion of tomorrow. If it isn't, you're fucked. Totally and absolutely. Metaphysics, if it isn't, you're fucked. Absolutely. Totally and absolutely. Metaphysics, if it isn't, you're fucked. Totally, absolutely. Religion of tomorrow. Religion of tomorrow. Religion of tomorrow. Religion of tomorrow. Metaphysics, religion of tomorrow. Religion of tomorrow.
Yo, looking forward to this Khalid Muhammad biopic, man. Yep, starring Christian Bale. He put on a little weight, shaving his head. It's gonna be fucking awesome, dude. I think Woody Harrelson is playing Farrakhan. I can't wait. It's a free for all, bro, and I love it. I love it. Just everybody do whatever you want. Make Spider-Man black and gay, Khalid Muhammad white. Just whatever you want to do. Just I like it. I like the free reign of artistic licensing. Uh, Look, Iron Man's gonna be a black lesbian. I'm for it. Just let's do it, man. Let's She's a lesbian. She beats people up. She's she likes girls, and that's okay. Is this like War Machine's daughter or something? Is this how they're integrating it in? Okay. Didn't want to do hair. Didn't want to open up a daycare in her house. Okay, keep going. I I I was just waiting for the it has to be short for something. Like the Quan Riri Williams or something. Like it had to be a Nick. Okay, right. Dimitri is Riri. I get. But you know what? I know for a fact that nothing makes the black community happier than having Jews hand them their heroes to aspire to. I know that just fills the black community with a sense of pride and happiness, and there's no resentment there at all. Let these Jewish writers keep telling us who should be our heroes. And you know what, too? It it's already superhero shit. So I don't buy the premise that, women aren't, women don't want to be violent. They're already extraordinary, exceptional people. So I don't think it has to fit a mold, you know? Like let it, we're already so far divorced from reality. It doesn't have to be any rules to it. I just think it's kind of lame that one, it's just shameless pandering that I really don't give a fuck. I really don't think black people give a fuck. I feel like this is all guilty white people. I don't feel like there's anybody who's like, look, man, I never fucked with Spider-Man. This fucking nerdy, barely heterosexual dude getting beat up, then he gets bit by a radioactive spider. I never gave a fuck about it. But once you made him half Puerto Rican, black, and gay, yo, that's my dude. That's my Rogan. I love that motherfucker. I, oh no, he's definitely gay. It's it's canon. It's not speculative. Of course she will. Of course she will. Why wouldn't she? It's nobody gives a fuck. And especially like there's one angle of it where there's this maybe well-intentioned premise. I still think it's insulting, but I guess it's not for me to decide. But this notion that black people have to see we have to see ourselves in that capacity to know that we can do it. We have to. We need this white infrastructure to show us an image of ourselves. Okay, maybe for certain, but this is like superheroes. Nobody's really wearing their underwear on the outside of their pants and fighting crime. Nobody's doing that. So the notion that we need to apply that premise to the fictional world is just silly. But moreover, look, if there's not going to be an iteration of Black Panther that's played by Chet Hanks, I reject the whole premise. I reject all of it. You could come up with new intellectual property. I think that's what's so lame about it. Like you're not creating a new dope ass brand, like like Blade. I think Blade was created in the 70s. Blade was just some new intellectual property. Look, we got this badass black dude that's a vampire hunter. He's gonna be a day walker. He's gonna have to have some serums. And look, he'll deal with some guns, but he could fuck some people up with a katana. Okay, it's absolutely ridiculous and over the top. I fucking love it. It's dope. If it would have been a white dude, it'd have been fine. It's a black dude. It makes it a little bit more badass, but it's his own character. You know what I mean? Like coming and just saying, all right, we're gonna do Spider-Man, but gay and black. Spider-Man, but a black chick who's gonna be bi just for the movies, so you can get that hot girl on girl action in the cinema. That just it seems so patronizing. It seems forced, and as with all of these things, it comes with a double standard that I just want to harp on and exploit in the name of creating true equity. And I want to do ridiculous Woody Harrelson Farrakhan biopics. It's I just as long as you give me that Hollywood, you give me the Khalid Muhammad story with Christian Bale and Woody Harrelson, and I'll never complain about your choices with just changing the Little Mermaid, changing. It's like it was always there was a there. First of all, Disney is some German shit. Like it was all designed to be like a recreation of old Europe. Like he was a Nazi. He loved the Nazis. Big fan. I love what the Germans have done. I love their cottages. I love their brick paved streets. I love their strutzel and stritzel and heisel or whatever the fucks. And I just want to make a little like wondrous land with giant castles built with, German, the German legacy of building techniques. Like these look like the old castles of, I don't know, the Luxembourgs, the Habsburgs, whatever fucking burgs. That's what he wanted to do. And when he died and they wanted to start doing movies, it was dope that they were like, you know what? Let's tell other stories with other cultures. Like it can't all just be depressing ass Grimm's fairy tales. Like let's move out of Europe. Let's tell the hero's journey and the revenge story, but let's do it in Africa. And let's make The Lion King, right? And let's get James Earl Jones, and I forget the chick, but I'm pretty sure she played I forget what she played that she was famous for, but let's get some famous black actors to do the voice and let's tell an African story. And it wasn't like let's shoehorn, white people into it. No, it's an Africa based thing. It should be all African actors. And the same thing with like Mulan or what was the other one? Aladdin, right? It's like we're telling a Middle Eastern story. Like they weren't shoehorning. Like where's all the blonde-eyed, blonde hair, blue-eyed Aryans in the Aladdin? They're not supposed to be in Aladdin. They don't exist in that world, and that's okay. Give me a story if it takes place in the Middle East in Arabia, right? Just give me all Arabic. I only expect to see Arabic people. That's all I want to see. But is it profitable? But before I hate to interject, forgive me. Didn't Idris Alba play Robin Hood? It's rooted in a real time and place, though. You couldn't not watch it. People put money behind this. It'd be great. All right. Well, listen, I'm making a movie about Papa Legba, and he's gonna be white as fuck. It. Those are the rules. That's what we're doing. It's just gonna get silly because even like with the Santa Claus shit, with the whole controversy about Santa Claus, Megan Kelly got in trouble. She's like, of course Santa Claus is white. She's technically she's technically right in that it comes from a cultural ethos of Nordic myths. It's Woden, and it's his fucking eight-legged horse or whatever, but now it's eight reindeer, and that's why he has this giant white beard. It's an amalgamation of all of these Western and Nordic myths. It makes sense that if it comes out of that culture, it's gonna it's just like I wouldn't if something was, an African folktale and an African legend, and there's a fictional character that comes out of African storytelling, it would just be silly to be like, played by Young Bak Chan. It would be stupid. Well, we need to. Right. It's not the dominant society. There's 2.5 billion Africans on the planet. I think there's like 1.8 billion Europeans. Africans outrank Europeans. They are the dominant numbers in society, and Asians are 4 billion. So there's more Asians than anybody else. So it's just this myopic shit in America where we keep telling ourselves this fairy tale about everything and about who everybody is and where we're at as a civilization, and it's really just to justify pushing this nonsense where it's like, look, get the fuck out of your own your own little piece of geography and experience. Get a bird's eye view of humanity and history and human relationships, and see everything for what it is. See everything for what it is, and let everybody have their own shit. And if we're gonna, stop giving people handicaps. You know what I mean? Like, you know how insulting it would be to show up like at a basketball court and play somebody and just be like, listen, you're black. I'm giving you start with 10. Let's start 10-0. I'm gonna give you some points. Here's some points. Because you may need them. You would be laughed to scorn. You'd be like, "You're silly. I don't need your fucking 10 points. I'm gonna end up beating you by 10 regardless. What the fuck are you doing?" But it is. uh, it's it's so insulting. It's just so. I feel like it's insulting and patronizing, and it's pandering, and I don't think it has anything to do with black people. I don't think the people doing this really give a fuck about how anybody really feels or if it really helps. Is really, because here's the thing too, like that Buzz Lightyear movie just tanked, right? And they attribute it to like, oh, you did a gay kiss, and you got Tim Allen out because he was a conservative. A lot of this woke shit ain't doing well. I think the number one movie is the Tom Cruise, the Top Gun sequel, which is corny, but it's just, but that's what people want in lieu of. So whenever you're spending that much money on production to put moving images of light in front of people's face, and you're willing to tank and lose tens and hundreds of millions of dollars, that's when you know it's propaganda. It ain't about business. It ain't about turning a profit or making creative art. It's not even something that people are starved for. It's about really just about drilling this shit into people's heads. But if you're not going to spot the dude at the court 10 points, right, then you have to make the Woody Harrelson Christian Bale pick. Because I'm fine with doing, you want to make the Little Mermaid black even though she's been established as white? Fine. That's cool. I have at it. Snow White, you make a black, make a gay, all the dwarfs, make them, actually make them all like paraplegics instead of dwarfs, give them a different kind of handicap, retell all of the stories to make all the points that you want, but stop doing this shit where you spotting 10 points. And it's like, oh no, 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 no. Not to our stuff, only to your stuff. That's how women fight. And I don't think that the black dick cloud voodoo doll that represents all of blackness in the public discourse needs your fucking 10 points and needs the double standard
or wants to be treated like a woman in a fight. Like, no, no, no. Yeah, I can hit you, but you can't hit me. No, no, no. You can take and change that shit, and other people can take and change other shit. That's the only way you have real equality. Otherwise, this shit is just it's naked and obvious for everything that it is. And it's not profitable. Nobody wants it. Even the people that say that they want it don't want it. Because nobody's showing up to support these films or these comic books or anything. Gays for power. Wait a minute. Hulk will fuck anything? Jesus, man. Suck the guy off in an alley. Yeah. Well, so what is it? What is it like? I think it's like no more than I've heard estimates anywhere from 1% to 5% of the population. The highest I've heard is 10%. As far as people that now in my own experience, I just don't find that to be true. I don't come in like one out of every 10 people I meet are gay. I just it's not my experience. That he could be, but I'm talking about like out and about, you see couples, because you see gay couples, or you meet people, you meet their spouse, right? You would just think, I don't know. So maybe, well, for dudes, no, 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 no. Statistically, not, but again, not all, not all, not all. For dudes, mostly yes. For women, not so much. I don't think so. Mm. Exclusively engaged in it, and we mean like ever, like you touched the dick one time. Okay, so it had okay active dabbling. That doesn't count, right? But active appetite. Active appetites, active dabbling. But the point I was trying to make is there's a concentration of gayness in the superhero world. Like, because we hear all this all the time, like, well, black people are 14% of the population, therefore, 14% of the CEOs and 14% of the Oscars and 14% of the electromagnetic engineers and biochemists should all be black. That's the only way you have a just and righteous society, is if there's equal representation based upon what people are within a society, which just denies the fact that there's going to be concentrations of specialties in people groups based on a whole myriad of factors that could even go back hundreds of years, right? But if we're just going on the gay shit, like, so now you want me to believe that there's, well, first of all, I mean, it's all made up shit anyway, right? It's superhero shit. But you're giving me a rationale, though, or an explanation that there seems to be a heightened concentration and an overrepresentation of gay people as superheroes. Almost like whatever it is genetically that makes you gay, it also makes you shoot fire out of your eyes or lift shit with your mind. They do. Yo, right. Right. And Kanye, well, Kanye says that his bipolarness is a superpower, and and I would even, if you go throughout history, I mean, it's not that all great artists or great actors were gay, but there does seem to be a higher percentage, and there's probably a reason for that. I just don't think we've come to a weird place where even if it's in a positive, if you just start noticing that kind of pattern, is automatically off the bat racist. Even if there's proclamations from people with any given community that no, 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 we're absolutely better at fashion. No, we're absolutely to, like, Leonardo da Vinci was gay as fuck, did some amazing artwork. Amazing artwork. Like, we right. What are we're not going to give him his due as a part of the gay community? Like, so yeah, maybe there is something about aesthetic and about drama and conveying emotion, whether through painting or a piece of music or acting, that is just, it tends to be maybe like a 70-30 split. 30 of the dudes. Well, dudes are better. I mean, I think we've established this. I mean, Ah, and if we have the innate talent, they would be able to convey their femininity that powerfully and dynamically, but they can't because of their brittle bird bones. But you get that feminine energy in the hands of a man. You get you get you get the Sistine Chapel. All right. Mm, I I don't believe he'd really be interested in numbers. I just don't think he'd care. But you know what? Yeah, but if you're looking at some schematics and be like, I don't, that column isn't fabulous enough. Let's get rid of it. I just I don't trust the structural integrity of that building. But I want the MCU to own that shit though. Like I want the Hulk, like as it's fuck being a scientist. That dude is a fucking high fashion lawyer. I want him in ascots. Like I want like do the whole thing. Like no, he just likes fucking dudes and no. Like stop just sprinkling the gayness just to put it in. Like be thoughtful about it. Make him a believable pansexual. You know what I mean? Like you know what it is? It's just it's not effective. Like, cause I could, the problem is we're pretending it's America in 1928. Marcus Garvey is on the FBI's most wanted list. People are getting strung up. Crosses are burning. You can't come to certain schools. You can't get lost in certain wooded areas in the South. Like, if it's, and God forbid you hold another man's hand in public, no one's ever gonna find you. I get, you know, I get the push to say, you know what, we live in an unenlightened society. We need to tell stories so that we can show the humanity of these marginalized and unaccepted people. I think that's a noble thing. But the problem is I don't think w- the we don't live in that kind of civilization where people feel like that. So you're not even presenting effective characters to change people's minds. I do think that there was a point where there were characters or individuals that changed people's minds. You might have grown up and people, said fag and hated sissy and all that, and the worst thing you could be is gay. And then maybe there was a piece of art or who knows, Will of Grace or whatever. Like maybe you come from an environment where there is a lot of homosexual bashing, and then you see a movie where there's a gay dude, or you find out that this Bohemian Rhapsody is amazing. The word is a gay dude singing, is it? And I could see people's minds being changed because it's hard to hate in the abstract when you know somebody in reality. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I do think there's an opportunity to show people, real people, through art that could potentially change people's minds. But all of this shit being created is pretending that we live in this environment where everybody hates gays and doesn't want gay people to exist. You can't exist. We hate you. If we find you, we're gonna harm you. Right? And so there's this like they have like this noble pursuit in their head. Like, no, man, I'm just like Malcolm X. I'm just like Rosa Parks. I'm just like Stokely Carmichael. I'm a Black Panther basically, but through cinema. Like I'm showing people there's this hateful people, and all they want to do is just kill gay people, and I have to change their mind through my art. And it's just an unrealistic premise, and it comes across as insincere. So I think like if there were people now that truly hated gay people, all you've done is exacerbate their hate. They have never hated gay people more.
Yeah.
Like if you started in 2010 and you were like, man, you know what I hate? I hate spinach. I hate rainy weather, and I hate the gays. If you started with that sentiment in 2022, you've never hated gay people more. Like I don't think they've won anybody over. All I think they've done is like further amplify the people that already hated them, like, and giving them reason to be like, there's absolutely a gay agenda. You're absolutely shoving it down my throat. You absolutely want to take over and indoctrinate my kids. Like all of those people feel completely valid now or validated now, and they're angrier than ever. And then to the other people in the middle who are like, I was kind of on the fence. Like I don't feel strongly one way or another. Like I'm not like super duper hyped about it, but I'm not angry about it. Like I respect your humanity, and I don't think anybody should fuck with you. Now, and I think that's where the majority of people are. All those people in the middle now are just putting their hands in their face and sighing like, "Oh my God, another lecture through film to tell me that gay
Yeah.
people exist and everybody should be like again." Like, so I like, even from an artistic, noble activist standpoint, this shit isn't effectual. It's not making money. It's not changing people's minds. If anything, is alienating people who would already be on your side. This just isn't good PR all around.
Yeah, it's terrible. No matter how you cut it, how you slice it, it's terrible. And it's mainly because, like you said, they don't give a shit. There's no real connection to people or marginalized communities or nothing like that. They're just trying to, I guess, make up for the lost time that they're being blamed for, because people are looking at them like, how come there's never been a gay person in your comic books? And at first, it kind of makes sense, because it's like, yeah, well, we're kind of just making powerful cis white men right now with a couple of women on the side just to spice it up. We got to put them in bikinis. They can do all their fighting in thongs
Right.
and shit. Like, you know, not battle ready at all. All your tits are out. You got a thong on. You're not here to fight. But that's what they've been doing for a long time. So when people say they want representation, they want to see themselves, and then you look back at the books, you're like, oh fuck yeah, we might have screwed up on that one. But we're not racist. We can't let anybody think we're racist. So now everybody's just gay. Everybody's bisexual, pansexual, something, and it makes the bad part is it makes more sense, especially after watching something like The Boys. I don't know if you've seen that show, or it was a comic that was out. It's pretty dope, and it's about superheroes, but how they would really be in real life. They're doing some debaucherous, horrible shit because they're superheroes and they can get away with it. It's like, fuck it, this is what we do. So seeing how they're depicted that way as not being perfect and being kind of terrible for the most part, I think it would make a lot of sense that these people wouldn't be adhering to any type of real rules about society. Like, oh, you have to be a heterosexual male. It's like, bitch, I shoot web out of my wrist. I'll fuck whoever I want. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So now, but to pop up and make all of these historical regular people as some type of, this one, you get pansexual, you get gay, you get bi, we're gonna make you a lesbian. They just handing them out like little cards to add to your character. Yeah, just throw that in there, spice it up a little bit. I don't know where it's gonna go because you can't go back now.
Plus six gay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go back. How are you gonna write that back out? Like when they decide to go back to their core market, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I know I was gay there for a few years, but I think I love women now again." Are you gonna write that into the comic? But they might because they're doing a lot of goofy shit. I see a lot of frames that people capture from these comics, and it's just like, damn, this is what y'all are reading. It's like people being accused of being racist and misogynist, and like it's some woman secretary standing up to her boss and she's like, you so misogynistic, I'm gonna and the guy's like, oh, I'm apologizing, and Jordan Peterson is being written in there as a supervillain, shit like that. So if that's what you got to deal with when you're reading comics, you're probably definitely pissed off right now. I could see it, and now it's making its way to the movies. The
You
movies were the
know,
safe haven for a little while, but now it's gonna start making they're gonna take over the movies too.
the problem is art sucks once you make it preachy. And if you don't believe me, watch some like Christian films from the 90s. Get some shit with Kirk Cameron,
Oh
you
shit.
know. And listen, and it's not to like, I don't want to bash Christianity or bash Christians, but it's like there's no subtlety in the filmmaking, and that's part of what makes art good, is that it's subtle. Once you start getting preachy, like it's something where you want to unwrap it. Like the best art is when you've seen it a dozen times, but you get some deeper meaning each time. Like, damn, I didn't notice that. Oh, this character must represent this. Oh, when I get that, you just start unearthing layer after layer, and like, wow, this is deep. But it shows you, but it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you. Like, arguably, I remember when we were kids, people used to say that like Xavier and Magneto were like Malcolm X and Martin
Right.
Luther King.
Yeah.
Like they represented, like, listen, we're in the same predicament, but we have two justifiable but philosophically disparate opinions about how to proceed. you know and so it did create some nuance where, or brought in to do good things, but him and Xavier still kind of had that rivalry and that disagreement, and they would. So I mean, but they didn't come out and tell you that. It was like we're mutants. You see, and you can pick up the parallels. People are scared of us, scared of having us into society. They're hunting us down, and da 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 da. They're afraid of our powers, and then that's like okay. But when you just come up, just like I am fighting, the cis white male patriarchy, and that's why these superpowers are so important, and this is why I have to fuck everyone and everything to make this political point. Like when you make it that in your like it loses its value as art, and that's what it is. Like this is the humanists' run at fucking Christian filmmaking. That's basically what they're
Yeah.
doing. We're,
I've
we're just
never
making one note boring art
I've never seen a good Christian movie
ever.
in my life. Now I'm looking at a list right now. I wanted to make sure one didn't slip by me and was like, "Oh, that was pretty good." But they consider Passion of the Christ a Christian. I guess technically, like when I think
No,
Christian films,
absolutely was
I
not.
think more of like a modern day. Like some of them might be historical, based on Christianity. Even those kind of suck. Like they made one called Exodus, and they have one where Moses, but it's like magic in it and shit. He's got the sword and the flames, and he's fighting giants. That's just adventure movie that has a little bit of a Christian background. But when I think Christian movies, that's usually the main meat of the movie is about this person who's a Christian and they're gonna fix somebody's life and shit like that. I've never seen a good
Right,
one. I've never seen a good
right.
one. My
Because they're
homie
too
linked me to one.
preachy.
Yeah, my homie linked me to one. And he's like, "Yo, this is a true story, based on a true story." And I watched the trailer, and it was about like some hockey mom or something like that. Her kid got hit playing hockey and went into a coma, and all the doctors said he was gonna die. He's gonna die, and then of course she prayed it over his bed, and he woke back up or something like that. And I didn't even look into it. I was just like, whatever the true story is, I'm pretty sure they don't confirm that it was her prayers that brought him back to life. I think that's a liberty that the film is taking. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's not confirmed in any medical way that her prayers brought this kid back to life. And who knows how much of that shit is actually real, but I didn't watch it. He just sent me the trailer and was like, "Yo, check this out. It's based on a true story." It's like, okay, I think I'm good. I've never seen a good Christian
Well,
movie.
what I mean by that too is not just because any story about Jesus it's just gonna be dope because it's a dope story. Like but it's not trying to make the point doctrinally, right? It's just showing you events that are interesting. A dude's making some points and he ends up getting murdered. You know what I mean? And people follow him. He started a cult. Like watch the story about a cult leader. And then what was the one? Exodus, gods, and blah blah blah. Egypt gods. There's been some fantastic takes on some of this, but you're right. It's an adventure movie. It's like the Odyssey or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not what I mean. I mean like when it's a movie and the point of the movie is to make your point. That's it. And the quality of the art, the quality of the storytelling, that all takes a back seat to making sure you make it abundantly clear. Like that's why a lot of those Christian movies suck, because you're so concerned about going over the top to make this point that you leave a lot of shit out. You don't touch on the other shit that would make the movie interesting. You don't develop the characters in a way that's believable or interesting. And it's so preachy that there's not really any art to uncover, a deeper meaning to like slowly unravel to get. It's just all in your face. And that again, that's what they're doing now. And I would even argue because Denzel Washington arguably makes some Christian movies. There's some movies that he picks where he likes the idea of a redeemable character, like somebody that sucks and is flawed but does the right thing. And I would venture to say he's probably cheated on his wife minimal times. Like for a
Mm.
Hollywood actor, he's probably been pretty well behaved. Like he just strikes me as a dude. Like I believe that he's sincere when he talks about his faith and morality and things like that. But I wouldn't, I'm sure he's not perfect. But like the movie Man on Fire, you could argue that Man on Fire has a religious message. It's just, you have a guy that he has a drinking problem. He's not perfect, but he's redeemed in that he does this good thing and lays down his life in order to rescue this little girl. He's willing to sacrifice himself to
Right,
save somebody else.
right.
It's an infinitely better movie. As soon as you replace Denzel with Kirk Cameron, and he starts, expounding on why he's doing what he's doing and how it represents this and that. It's a shitty movie.
Yeah.
And then you got to take the curse words away, and then you don't stick the explosives up the dude's ass. That's too over the top, and
No, that's
you know
Sodom. That's Sodom
all
and Gomorrah right there,
right,
bro.
right. It's sodomy. It's explosive sodomy. And it's like, yeah, you would ruin the movie because all of your rules to make it authentically Christian make it a shitty movie.
Yeah.
But if you just let him create the art, yeah, it's a little raw, it's over the top, there's some vulgarity. But if you look at it, there's a central message that's like, yeah, that's really in a nugget what the movie's about. It's about a dude laying his life down for somebody else. That's I like that as a Jesus story. That's a more interesting movie to watch, than fucking Left Behind. And it's the same thing with like this shit that they're making now. Like, if you had a gay character and you just didn't make it about them being gay, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't the central focus. Like, that was just one little layer of a much more in-depth analysis of who that person is. Like, it's an ancillary factor that would make so many more inroads with people who are like, I hate all that gay shit. To
No.
see gay people as humans. If you really think that there's this huge, especially in America, a huge amount of people that just don't see gay people or trans people as human beings and don't want them to exist, that would be a much more stop making Left Behind, start making Man on Fire, and have your point couched in a whole bunch of different artistry and subtlety, and stop shoehorning gayness in. And I think you would be better activists. You'd be more effectual for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing these, I mean, everything that they've been building, you see where it's going, and it seems to be crashing in the first place. The whole point is it's a exponential modifier to add gayness to a character. It shouldn't be, but that's how they're approaching it. It's an exponential modifier, because if you're a hitman, right, and they sent you to do a job, and you're supposed to kill a kid, and you decide I'm not going to kill the kid, and then they send all the hitmen after you. Imagine if John Wick is gay. If
Right.
he's already doing first of all, he's killed 700 people in 3 movies, and he's gay. Holy shit! That just makes it through the roof, over the top. If you add this little piece to the character, it makes everything else, no matter how amazing it was. If he's a rock climber, he climbed that rock, and a gay dude climbed that rock. Holy shit!
And they just like, and it wasn't no like, over the top, spitting on your dick, Brokeback Mountain scene. But he just picks up the cell. I love you too, Ronald. I'll be home soon. And that's
Oh
it.
shit!
That's as much. They don't explain it. They don't harp on it. It's like, damn, this dude is a fucking badass, and he likes cocks too.
Got
I
a
mean, if he
boyfriend.
loves Ronald, he'll be, yeah, exactly.
This fucking
would love to see
hitman's
that.
got a boyfriend. Holy shit! That makes him so much more complex. It's like, oh, he killing people. How does he sleep at night? I don't know, but it's with a guy though, so that must make it even weirder. Yeah,
On
I
a
don't
hairy
think it
chest.
should be
Yeah.
such a big modifier, but for some reason they think, and it probably does flop the brain a little bit extra, because if you're watching a movie, especially some masculine, action hero type shit, if the action hero is gay, does that change your opinion? Like, can he not jump out of a car that's flipping over like Vin Diesel did in Fast and Furious and land in a superhero pose? Like, can you not do that if you're gay?
Listen, I would much rather see gay men in action films than any women. I can't lie.
But as
Some-
gay men, though, don't turn them into like just a straight guy who kisses his boyfriend. Like, we had no idea. I want to see a real deal gay action
No.
lead.
Yeah, I would take a flamboyant Jason Statham with a feather boa and akimbo pistols.
Yeah. Yep.
Eating up. I would accept that more. It's just more like whenever I see a action movie with a chick and she's just kicking and punching everybody, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Stupid.
These tiny arms, like it takes me
Stupid.
out of the movie. There was some, I think it was called like Atomic Blonde or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With my girl loves this woman. Anything with women are fucking people up. She loves it. Just seeing women beat the shit out of people. And of course, I watch the movies with her, but the whole time it's like I don't enjoy the fight scenes like that. It's always gnawing at the back of my mind. Like this is ridiculous. That he's catching your punch. He's just catching your arm, or you hit him and it hurts your hand more than it hurts him.
Right,
He
exactly.
just beats the shit out of you.
Right.
Like I don't, I'm not seeing
Accelerator style. You just run
right.
up
I don't.
on you, beat the shit out of you. Everybody's standing there making wincing, grimacing faces, like,
Oh
"Ah, he's still
God.
fucking her up. Oh, that's that. We should we pull him off her? Like, nah, it's a hitman.
Quality.
She's a
Well,
hitman. She came in with a gun with a silencer. She shot 3 people before he punched her in the face. I mean, what do you want me
she
to
went
do?
down quick.
Like a
Went down
sack of
quick.
potatoes.
Right. Like that.
Nah, so I mean, I can understand why. That's probably how we felt watching black exploitation movies. You know, in the generation before us, our parents were watching black exploitation movies, watching the black dudes fuck up the white man. It's like, oh yeah, shoot those cops and shit. Everybody was cheering because we saw these underdogs taking on the power structure and winning in the end, and you get to kill a few white folks and shit like that. But with women, the thing is, people could believe that Fred Williamson and Jim Brown could go on a mission to get his kidnapped wife back and kill 50 white people on the end till before they get to the end of the movie. You can believe that. I can't believe that Charlize Theron is kicking a bunch of guys' asses. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's my ingrained, built-in misogyny, or is it just that goofy? In the movie
It
where
is that it is that goofy. But here's a much healthier compromise. You know what character I would accept if you wanted to switch some shit up? If you made the Punisher a chick, I would totally buy into that. I would totally buy into it. I would buy into a
yeah,
female
that
Punisher.
makes sense because she's doing is
It's
shooting motherfuckers.
guns.
Yeah.
That's the most realistic way. If you're a chick and you want to fuck up dudes, you need to be at the gun range, not in the boxing gym. The gun range is going to make you way more effective than in the boxing gym. It's silly. It's silly. But if you made the Punisher female and she's just kicking down doors with a trench coat and a shotgun and an M16, I'm with it. I believe that. I believe she
Yeah.
could get good at shooting. I would suspend my disbelief on the adrenaline control, but I could make it work. I could do it. I could
Yeah.
get through that.
We might need one of those one of those scenes where the person who makes her weapons is telling her about all the modifications he made so the recoil won't shatter her bird bones.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I could use a scene like that. Like, we made your bullets 17% lighter with less grain, so you got to fire more shots, but you'll have less recoil. Like, I would need that scene. That would comfort me just a little bit. Like, yes, she can do all the shooting. She can be a great shot, but how much stress
Yeah.
can those
There's a little
little
exoskeleton, like from
yeah,
a shoulder pad that
something?
goes down her arm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much stress those little wrists can take. So I'm just gonna need just one scene. They always have him in the James Bond movies where he walks him through. He's like, yeah, this is a piece of gum that explodes after you chew it. All of that. I just need to see all the modifications made to the weapons so it don't shatter her bird bones. And then I'm
Yeah.
in. Then
And
I'm
I
in.
would even and I would even be cool with those dudes being nerdy little wimps that could never go
Yeah.
out and do what she does. And
Yeah.
that's why she's a badass and we make the equipment for her and we look up the intel for her because we're pussies and we just stay here behind the computer inventing shit. And that all the dudes are evil. Just give the traditional fucking European dude with like a German accent, Bond villain. They're all cis white men. Go and shoot them all. I'm with it. I'm with it. But that's just a better, more thoughtful approach. It's a more believable way to do it.
Yeah.
And you can still make your point and you touch on all those tropes that you want without having to do just some super duper ridiculous shit.
Because the only way Charlize Theron, even her character, a woman who's trained her whole life as an assassin, like, not Charlize Theron, the actress, the character that she's playing, the only way that character wins a fight with 4 guys is if she walks into the men's bathroom while they're all pissing and just start whooping their ass. I think she could win that fight because they'll be like, "What the fuck?" Dicks in their hands, they're pissing all over themselves. A person who's that trained could take those motherfuckers out in a few seconds. She could win that fight. But if you're fighting trained assassins, people who have also done the same amount of training that you have, and you're gonna fight them barehanded, you get your ass beat and all your clothes torn off every time.
No, any dude without the training, that's
Yeah, they
aware
just know you're
that
coming.
you didn't get to drop on. Like,
Yeah.
I agree with you. They got their dicks in their hand, they're pissing. She comes up, smashes their heads in the urinal before they can even have time to react. I could even buy that. You're not aware, you know what I'm saying? Or just a bitch, the true assassin. You're doing Putin style and pouring poison in drinks and stabbing people in the neck while they sleep. That okay, like give me that female character. Like what you're doing is you're not giving me a female hero, you're giving me a dude with tits and a pussy. That's what you're doing. Hey, look, here's some tits and a pussy doing dude shit. Okay? It's not really believable, but
Yeah.
like and that's what, like, no, if you were really gonna do a female hero or assassin like that, yeah, you would take in the natural frailty of a woman. How does a woman make that work? That's a way more interesting movie. And you could have dudes in there with your epic fight scenes, but this is just a chick. She wears disguises, she gains confidence. I mean, how many people have been robbed because of the wiles of believable women? Oh no, I definitely want to fuck you. You're a fat slob, but I so want to fuck you. I want to fuck you right now.
I
Can
believe
we go
you.
back to your
I
house
believe
and see
you,
what
yeah.
the stash box is?
I am a fat slob. I completely believe you. I'm gonna take you right to my house and fuck you because I deserve it.
And then bam.
See, that's a
just
better way to write that movie all the way around. There's other tropes you can take advantage of. You don't just have to be like, okay, the way to be a badass is to kick in the front door and punch everybody till they don't get up. Yeah, maybe if you're Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger, and even that's, stretching it, but we'll take it from him. We'll take it from Rambo. We'll take it from fucking Dolph Lundgren. Or if you're small, you got to know Kung Fu. Like, we'll take it. But if it's a woman, there's so many more things that you open up to that you could design into your script to make it make sense. Like, people never spot the assassin, right? But you're even less likely to spot a female assassin because dudes are looking at every woman the same way, just as sex objects, right? So you can hand a picture to them, keep your eye out for her. They're not gonna see her, especially if she's got cleavage out. She got her ass showing in a mini skirt. Nobody's gonna see her face. She can walk past everybody. There's so much shit you can build into that's not usually part of the regular dynamic. If you just take those actual real world limitations and the ones that people have in their brain that they're going to say, no, she could never win that fight, no matter how true it is. That should just be an opportunity for you to approach it from a different perspective and probably do even better, because that's a better movie already. That's a better movie. She's not getting in no boxing matches with you. She's trying her best to avoid taking a punch instead of running up to a guy and wrapping her legs around his waist or some shit like this, doing some goofy monkey bar shit that they always like. Well, maybe you can't punch him, but what you can do is you do a flip, a cartwheel, and you land your legs on his shoulders, and then you swing around his body 180. Okay, yeah, you're gonna get suplexed, and you're gonna wake up naked. we we know where this goes, and I'm laughing about this shit because I heard a comedian say this a couple of years ago, and when I heard him say it, it was atrocious. It was appalling. They were asking him if he thought he could win a fight against a female MMA fighter, and he was like, "Who? Her?" And they had her up on the screen, and she was getting busy, not too heavy, but she was winning some fights. They said, "Do you think you could win a fight with her?" He said, "I'll beat her ass and then rip her shorts off." I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, and then the more you think about it, it's like there's no other way to make a woman who is physically aggressive. She's fighting. It's not like a woman you just see on the street, not somebody who's talking crazy to you so you want to teach her a lesson. Somebody who's physically fighting and trying to hurt you. There's no greater lesson that she's ever going to learn. Even if you beat her up and knock her out, she'll probably get up and keep talking shit. But if you rip her clothes off, and that's where it ends. You don't rape her. It's not corrective rape. You just rip her clothes off just to let her know, like, yo, you do know where this could have went, right? I think that's going to leave a greater impact on her than just getting knocked out. It's sad as this. I know it's sad, but you know what? To be fair, just to put myself out of dinosaur bigot territory, if you get in a fight with a dude, just two dudes on the street, they fight, talking shit, they get in a fight, the guy knocks you out, turns you over, exposes your ass cheeks, and then leaves you there knocked out with your ass out. I think that's like psychological torture. I think that'd bother you. I don't think the average dude would just walk away from that. Well, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, he won that one, but I'll get him next time. You
Nah,
would be disturbed.
it's called the Spartan stunner, is what that's called. It's when you knock somebody out and leave them with their ass poked up and exposed.
Did he? Didn't
It,
he? I don't know, but I woke up, my ass was exposed. That's that. That's
yeah,
torture.
right. Yeah, it's bad, but it's also in a primal way, it's just a reality check. Like, listen, this this dick and this balls. Listen, I didn't design none of this shit, but there's just there's some biological mechanics going on where these little fellas are just pumping out this shit that makes me an efficient killer. And we're not all made equally efficient killers. Some people's balls are spraying out way more than others. Like, there's all kinds of factors, but nature nurtured us in this particular way, that it's by design, that we're just better at killing. You lack the killer equipment. You don't. Like, your ovaries are just pumping out, you know, sit dainty when you're on the toilet. It's pumping out, feed the baby, make everybody comfortable and happy. That's what it's pumping out. Now,
Wow.
you could train yourself and push yourself to the limits where, to the degree that you can, overcome these ovaries shooting out estrogen throughout your body, basically designing what you are, and say, nah, I'm going to get my testosterone up. I'm going to be in the gym. I'm going to do push-ups, and I'm going to be strong. I'm going to train. I'm going to do jujitsu. And you could, and you'll be able to beat up the average bitch won't stand a chance. You will fuck some bitches up. Bitches will be fucked up. They will fall before you. But as soon as you get
However,
in, right. However, as soon as you step into the male arena, there might be a couple dudes that are just have given up on themselves and have no real combat skills that you could fuck up. But anybody that just the dude that goes to the gym and bench presses 225 3 days a week, it's stop it. And that's and you're confronted with that biological reality by, yes, being punched in the face and then having your pants ripped off. It sounds vulgar, it sounds horrible, but it's not that anybody, like, and not only this, if the patriarchy is so bad and toxic masculinity is so bad, why is female empowerment just emulating it in every way? Like,
right.
why is that the panacea for it? Like, oh yeah, no. We're still gonna be conniving, ruthless, shrewd, murderous fucks, but with tits and a pussy. See, girl power.
It's
Isn't that
different.
girl power now?
It's
Like,
different.
no, maybe maybe there's a better way. Maybe the better way isn't just being a shitty man, but being a better woman, an enlightened woman, right? Maybe that's better. But just this, whatever masculinity is doing, we're just gonna apply a feminine veneer over it and call it a day. Like, not only, first of all, just it's not believable, but action movies aren't believable anyway. Like, it already takes you enough to be like, this motherfucker shot all nine of them and they missed all their shots. Really? That's how, like, it's already ridiculous with a dude doing it. But it's just another dimension of, I can't believe this shit when you throw a chick in. And it's not to be mean. It's just a reality. Like, if you don't give that backstory, like, we injected her with the super soldier serum and da da da
I
da.
don't believe
If you
you.
don't,
Nobody would waste the super soldier serum on a woman. Well, you could just put it in a dude. Like, why would you? Why would you nerf the super soldier serum by putting it in a woman? That's just, you defeated the whole fucking purpose, bro.
all right,
You'd have
I
been
guess
better
even
off
that doesn't
injecting
work.
it into the scientists who made it, rather than putting it into a woman. That's just facts. I don't make the rules. I'm just saying. I'd rather see the scientists turn into a fucking action hero than whatever chick they bring in. Yeah, she's top of her class. She's won a silver star. No, give it to the scientists. Fuck that. No, we're not putting it in her. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense. You already lost me at super soldier woman. Are all the dudes dead? Was there some kind of like?
I didn't even think about that, but you're right. It's like, wait a minute. We
No.
injected this into this scrawny little dude with heart, and
Right.
and look, he became Captain America.
Right.
Like, look, we'll take the weakest, lamest dude. Like, give us a dude.
Any
Just
dude.
Give a dude. We're not gonna waste it on a chick. Like, yeah, but even this, it's like, it's gonna be seen as dinosaur racist bigotry, but it's not woman bashing. It's just it's bashing the absurdity of propping women up as men. Like,
Right.
just
Right.
that's the absurdity that we're bashing. We love women, you know. I think we're probably two dudes that actually acknowledge the humanity of women, that just aren't, constantly objectifying and demeaning women. Like, we're pretty respectful dudes. Like, so I think there's some honor to even not brag about, but to at least put on, we're people that respect, love, and honor women. But it's absurd to put women out there as men. It's just, and to say this is empowering to women. Like, I don't know, that just feels like another message that's being force fed in, like, even like I watched The Gray Man with my wife. We had our little movie night or whatever, and she loves action movies. I really don't give a fuck about action movies, but this one was pretty, it was interesting fight scenes, and the concept of the CIA being corrupt and all this other shit. Like, and the fight scenes completely over the top, completely ridiculous. It had its Fast and Furious, over the top runaway train. It's just crazy shit, ridiculous, over the top shit. And he's fighting, and then there's this chick that's in the movie too, and she's a badass just like him, and she's doing the kung fu kicks and fucking everybody up. And it's like, no, why don't you make her skill set something different? Why is it just like, no, I'm just a female version of you? Like, no, bitch, he's already unbelievable. You know how much I gotta turn my brain off to believe that this dude is doing all the shit that he can do? He got trained for a couple months, and now he can just dodge bullets and knows kung fu and shit. Like, that's already ridiculous. But as soon as you start kicking people in the chest and they fly through plate glass windows, I'm out. I'm just done.
We got to draw the line somewhere. Unless we're just watching. This is a fantasy movie now. This is Never Ending Story. This is not even. It's not even rooted in reality anymore. You got to go all the way. If once you add a woman, somebody better fly. If nobody's flying, I don't want to see a woman fight a man, because that's the metric. Women can only fight men in universes where people can fly.
You know what? I like that as just a rule of thumb.
Yeah. If nobody, you gonna tell me, so this is the real world, right? Bullets kill people, all of that. Okay, so you can dodge the bullets. All right, we'll let you have that one. You have precision driving skills. You can slide underneath an 18-wheeler, spin like, oh, okay, I'll give you all of that. And your partner's a woman, and she does hand-to-hand combat with other male mercenaries. Nope.
Look, man,
I'm done.
even in The Last Dragon, he caught a bullet in his teeth.
Right.
But the woman was completely helpless.
Exactly.
And him to be rescued.
As she should be.
Way more of a believable movie.
Way more. My hands are glowing red. This guy's whole body glows gold. He caught a bullet in his teeth.
In. That's his cheat.
I'm in. I'm in. What's the woman doing? She's tied up, screaming for help. All right, I'm in.
I'm in. People can't fly in this world. They can catch bullets in their teeth and have orange auras, but
yeah,
there's an explanation for that.
Clearly. But if Vanity would have done a backflip off that fucking
Uh-huh.
balcony and landed on the floor, and then they would have double teamed shown up, I'm like, it's the worst movie
No,
ever.
no, 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 no. Bruce Leroy's already knocked unconscious, and she saves him.
Right there we go. Yeah, they
She
can't double
gets
team
there and
him.
fucks up Shonuff.
Right. Yeah. He wakes up. He's like, but I thought I was the chosen one. Yeah, you
Uh,
men always think it's about you. Like that's.
we just, we just gave them the reboot. We just fucked up the
Oh
reboot.
shit!
They're gonna make it now.
We spoke it
They're
into
gonna make
existence.
it. They're gonna make it, and Vanity is gonna save the day.
Fuck.
I
Yeah.
think didn't they do that with He-Man? Wasn't people
Yeah.
upset like Tila became the star now?
Yep. Yep. He Man just kind of moseyed on off into the sunset, and I think it was like, it was her vehicle all along, but they tricked people by putting He Man on the title. I think I remember
Yeah.
people saying something like that. Like you can clearly see after like episode 2 or something, like, oh, this was for her the whole time. All the conflict, all the character development, everything's her. He Man's just like strong with penis. That's it. That's his whole identity. So they're like, fuck out of
Well,
here, bro.
and that's another thing about gay characters. There's no gay representation, no gay characters. He-Man wasn't gay.
Oh, He Man was the
He-Man
gayest.
wasn't gay.
The gayest.
Dude, he wore a banana hammock and a leather chest strap
Right.
to fight people. He was in the gym 6 days a week, oiled, glistening abs. He-Man was clearly gay.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to come out and tell me. I know he didn't give a fuck about Tila.
He's like, He
Tila
Man,
was his beard.
you want to
It's
wear
like-
you want to wear a shirt? Not really. What I was thinking.
But
It's-
He-Man, Skeletor's got magic, and the Beast Man's got a sword. Like let's put you in some armor.
No,
I
that
like
means
the
I need to take more clothes off to distract him. That's what I need to do. You guys are thinking about this totally wrong. No need armor. I need to be nearly naked. Actually, I want to wear more clothes when I'm pretending to not be He-Man. When I'm actually being He-Man,
Oh, dude,
Get naked.
Skeletor's the jilted lover.
of course,
That's what that's all about.
of course.
These dudes used to be in the gym together all the time. There's no other reason why they wouldn't wear pants.
They wear the same
They-
chest piece. They got it from
Yes.
the same designer, like the same gay fashion designer.
They used to be in like one of those 70s hip hop groups together.
Oh my
And they had some
gosh, dude.
flamboyant attire, and things went went awry, and one of them got jilted, and so they have this love-hate relationship. They never kill each other. They're
Right.
just in constant conflict because deep down they really don't want the other person to die.
You know
But-
who Skeletor will fuck the sorceress up though? He'll beat her ass. He
Oh.
won't. He don't hurt He-Man. He's
Mercilessly.
fuck the sorceress. I don't give a shit about these bitches.
Yeah, would drown She-Ra in a river without a
Yeah.
second thought.
Easy. But He-Man, he's like, oh, he
He-Man?
escaped again.
But but Skeletor, you had him, did I?
He was
Did I
right
have-
within my clutches. You literally let him go.
We saw you. We saw you.
Oh, Skeletor and He-Man are exes.
Yep.
Why does that make so much sense? Yep,
Dude.
He-Man goes over here try to act out his masculinity. All the other dudes, man at arms. I got all this armor because I'm the guy who does the armor and the weapons and got a cover. He-Man's like naked. I got a chest strap on and some fur undies, and that's all you're getting from me. Fuck.
And not only Man at Arms was in like that was what was the name of that land? I forget the name of the land.
Eternia or something like that.
Eternia, right? He is basically in Eternia's like marine outfit.
Right,
When
right.
you see the other soldiers, they'd have the same thing,
Yeah.
the helmet, the armor, same color, same. He-Man is just like, no, I'm gonna
No.
dress like my boo Skeletor. That's it.
Assless
I'm not-
chaps.
Yeah. Because, dude, they were the gayest dressed. Like, I can't think of any 80s cartoon where that was more, like, where the men were more provocatively dressed for no reason.
Fuck.
Like, maybe Lion Cats, not Thundercats.
Right.
Thundercats has, like, why, Mumra, he's in a robe, he turns into, well, is it still Mumra that ever lived? Well, when he turns into, like, the beast.
The powerful,
like,
yeah.
right, the powerful version of himself. Then the same thing, banana hammock, no pants, no shirt, Lion-O had like a one-piece bathing suit that showed off his legs. Like, yeah, they had some kind of weird outfits.
Damn.
But dude, you have to admit, He-Man and Skeletor take the cake. There's no reason. I mean, Skeletor even has a hood. You would
Yeah.
think he would have a cloak or some shit. Nope, just the
Nah.
hood.
Everything else open. Fucking drink it in, bitch. You're gonna love it. Yeah, and he's. I think Skeletor may even really be coded as queer. If you listen to his voice and like all the shit, like
Yeah.
he could possibly be secretly coded as queer from the beginning. Because they don't give him no deep monster voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all high pitched and weird. He's all eccentric and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is yep.
He-Man was still closeted and passable. Like He-Man didn't have to come out. You know what I'm saying? But dude, even when he's Adam, he's got a pink shirt on. He's
Right.
the only superhero in the 80s that was in pink. He had a pink
Skeletor.
outfit on. Yeah.
Skeletor's just living at the Pride Parade 24/7. He don't give a
Oh,
shit.
he doesn't have he doesn't have an outfit with pants.
Nah, I don't
Like,
change clothes, bro. I wear this at all times.
shit. I just figured it out, dude. I just like the fucking Mr. Rogers shit is really just kidnapping and raping children. It's just told through a story, but it's the subtext of it. Dude, He-Man is I'm Adam. I wear my clothes. I'm married to Tila, but every once in a while I have to become He-Man.
And go
And then all
wrestle.
of a sudden I'm really tanned and I have to go have this physical moment with this dude named Skeletor, who's also scantily clad. I
In-
just figured out the
In
subtext.
purple.
Yes.
Scantily clad in purple. Yeah, we gotta go wrestle out back for a few minutes.
No. I have to hunt him down at his castle.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I have to go fight him. But nobody ever dies. Are you sure?
Don't
Like, are
follow
you
me.
fighting? You want me to come? Don't come, Tina.
No,
Stay
no,
here.
no, no. You stay here. Yeah, I'll do it. Trust me. But every time you just come back sweaty and you sleep for 2 days. The heat of battle.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh.
heat of battle, bro. The heat of battle. It wipes me out, takes it out of me, man. I gotta rest for a couple days. Yeah, I don't think we're the first people to stumble upon this. I'm looking at Google Images right now, and I'm pretty sure we're late to this party. But He-Man and Skeletor definitely it's strange.
People connected the dots already.
Yeah, I'm seeing some pictures. I see a picture of He-Man and Skeletor like on the front of the Titanic, like Leonardo DiCaprio and Jay holding each other. They're buddies. They're definitely pals. But this is like the retrospective look at it. But that really could have been coded into it from the beginning. Knowing how these animators and these Hollywood folk get down, this could have been the whole story from the very beginning.
Oh no, dude. I'm convinced. Just like when people figured out Scooby Doo is just about a dude that used to get high with his dog and see ghosts. It's like, clearly they're in a cult. Fred is the Chad. He's fucking both of the bitches. So they're always together. Like, all right, Shaggy, we're going to go off. Just me and the girls. Thelma and Daphne are going to go hang out with me. And he just gets high and talks to the dog. And then it's like, oh shit, I saw some ghosts.
And just imagines adventures while he's getting baked and his friends banging all the chicks.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And that's how he copes with the rejection. Like, dude, there's two girls. Like, we could we could make this a little bit more fit. Now, hang out with the dog and smoke some trees.
Yeah, he's an incel stoner. He can't get in on that party.
Ah, dude. But yeah, He-Man is definitely a metaphor. Adam is his when he has Titla's his beard. When he's Adam, he's living the straight edge life that's expected of him, but only when he takes his pants off and turns in, puts on the He-Man outfit of scantily clad leather and banana hammocks, can he truly be his true self.
It is very revealing that these two are the only two people. I don't even think anybody else in the entire Eternia was dressing like those guys.
There was a couple other characters that just had the pants, but I don't think they showed off so much up top. Like, they had regular shorts, but there was definitely a lot of people in the wrestler bottoms. I think Beastman had wrestler bottoms.
Yeah, Beastman definitely had some wrestler bottoms on. Well, it seems like Skeletor's crew is all naked.
Yeah, wait a minute. That's where the rave is. They're
They
all
at the party already.
ridiculous
Yep.
outfits. Right.
Yep.
Because yeah, it is just his crew. There was the other dude. It had like the head that would change. He was green.
Yep.
Like his face would change or like turn around, like have a different eye. He had the wrestler pants on. So yeah, dude, it makes sense.
Trap
Like,
jaw. Trap jaw.
yeah.
Put that in context in today's slang. Holy fuck. Damn. Yeah. So okay. So yeah.
It's the gayest cartoon in the history of the world.
God, I love it. I love it. It's amazing, dude. Absolutely
But
amazing.
we uncovered it.
He-Man. Now I got to look at He-Man allies because I'm looking at the villains. They're like all naked. Who were He-Man's allies? Okay, so the first guy who shows up as He-Man's ally is the big juggernaut-looking dude, and he was covered in armor. You could barely even see his whole face. His, his whole face wasn't even visible. Gosh, dude. Yeah, it's people wearing full bodysuits, clothes. There's a bird guy. Dude, this is unsettling.
It's not unsettling. It's just, dude, we've tapped in to the coding of the Matrix, and we can just see everything for what it is. And absolutely, all the dudes that are with him, they got nothing but armor. Even his let me see here. Yeah, his dad kind of looks like he's got the wrestler bottoms, but he doesn't. He really, it looks like it's just like a onesie at the top, but then it looks like he's got leggings because they're darker than his skin. But everybody rolling with Skeletor, they are, dude. Even there's a dude with just an elephant head. He looks like he's in a sex dungeon.
He look
Like,
a gimp,
yeah,
like some kind of weird animal gimp. God, this is bad. This is
Dude.
very bad.
Is it bad though?
Well,
We
well,
broke the
very
code. We
bad
figured it
because
out.
I'm surprised. I sat through all of this. I didn't realize what was going on. I'm gonna have to find one of these channels that play the old schools and watch me a couple episodes of He-Man and see what we can figure out. This guy right here with the spinning eye Cyclops thing, he's bugging all the way out. He's bugging all the way out. He's just naked with a chest piece and and some knee high boots on. Even his fur little hammock thing here is a little smaller than He-Man's. He's like, nah, son, let me show you how to do this. This is bad.
Yeah, we were kids. We were innocent. We didn't pick up on it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it, dude. I went and I watched a couple episodes of uh Mr. Rogers that were on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I'm like, holy shit, it makes it make way more sense now. Like everything was like tainted. I'm like, why is he hanging out with this kid at a factory? Come on, I'll take you to a factory. Like, where the fuck is this kid's parents? That you hanging out with this grown ass man all the time? He's taking you all around town. Like, this is just some creepy shit. And then the shit you're showing him in the voice is like, and this is where the factory drizzles the cream at the bakery, and that's how all of the donuts are covered in cream. Like this,
Unchaperoned with Mr.
right? This,
Rogers.
right? It's like, did you get a permission slip? How did this happen? And now I'm looking at this He-Man shit, and I agree, dude. I'd have to see some episodes because I think absolutely now that we've cracked the code, we're gonna find a whole bunch of shit hidden in like the moral of the story to these episodes. Because even I'm looking at the chicks are all super sexy.
Right.
He-Man ain't interested. He's hanging out with
He ain't paying
Skeletor.
attention to none of them.
On his side, all the dudes are covered, but all the chicks got barely anything on while they're doing the fighting.
Oh, you know what it is? He lives on a conversion therapy compound.
Oh shit!
They're
And he
trying to fix
escapes
him.
every once in a while. He turns into
Right.
He-Man.
They know what he
can't-
is. They
And
know
he's
what he
got
is.
an iron cross on his chest piece.
They know what he is. They're trying to fix him. That's why Man at Arms is always wearing so many clothes, but the girls are all naked.
Right.
They're trying to fix him. They're trying to help. They don't want him to reoffend, so they're like, Man at Arms, suit up, keep your clothes on at all times.
The sorceress is his therapist.
Right. And she's all freaking hot and lusty too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wear pants either. I'm about to go. The Tila's got a Curus, like some metal shit, but just no, we got to show off the thighs. It's conversion therapy.
Wow.
What is he holding up? A big phallic sword. he just raises it up to the sky and declares he is He-Man.
And that's when
And
he
then he
has the
wants to
power.
fight Skeletor. I've got the power. That's what they mean. I got a rod.
And what
Where's
exactly is this power, Adam?
the
I
power to satisfy Skeletor?
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I have to. I have to. I can't. I'm not gonna let this go. I'm gonna have to watch some He-Man. I did watch the Jeffersons though. I remember we talked about this a little while back. I did watch a couple episodes of the Jeffersons, and I have to say, George Jefferson is a complete scumbag.
He is?
The whole show, he's a complete scumbag. All of the episodes, well, I'm not gonna say all, but the first few at least. And now after I watched the first few, I remember some of the plots and shit from the rest of them. It's all about him trying to get over on people. All he does is scam. It's not like, oh, my business is going so well. How do I upgrade? No. The whole show is about him trying to scam people to make come ups and get people to do shit for free and lowballing everybody. Like, he's a straight up capitalist. He's an unapologetic capitalist. He's destroying people. Or attempting to destroy people. And the whole show is funny because he fails so often and it keeps backfiring and everything like that. But that's the premise of the show. The first episode, his wife is doing a blood drive, and they're trying to get everybody to go donate blood, and it's going to look great for us and everything. And he doesn't want to go donate blood. He's like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm not doing it. So he pays the doorman to go donate blood for him. But do it in my name. Make sure you write my name on it. And then he finds out that the blood that the doorman donated went to like some big rich guy's wife. So now the rich guy wants to do something nice for George Jefferson. He's like, oh, I'm going to give him a Bentley, all this shit. He's talking about what kind of Bentley he wants. And the doorman hears about it. He's like, yo, that was my blood. And he's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Here's $20. Like, try to get him out of. He didn't want him to get in on the Bentley. And of course, it all collapses by the end. And then the second episode, same thing. He's like trying to come up off somebody, screw somebody over, and it just doesn't work out. So
Do we have to cancel Sherman Hemsley now?
I think so. It doesn't seem to be as much about, we're moving on up, finally got a piece of the pie. This is how you got your piece of the pie, right? Like doing all the dirty dealing that you had to do to make it to the high-rise apartment. And this is just him continuing those activities while he's there. Think about the character. Did you ever see the character he played when he was on, it's the same character, but when he was on the Archie Bunker show?
Yeah, but a long time ago.
Yeah, watch that episode again. George Jefferson's an asshole. Archie Bunker's the good guy in this show, in that episode. But because he's racist, he's the one that's made to apologize. But George Jefferson is a jerk the whole time. He's a rich black Negro talking shit because he's rich. And
he was on Amen too, wasn't he?
I don't think he played the same character. He was in it, but I don't think it was
like
a continuation.
Teacher,
right.
He was always trying to do some scheme to keep the church going.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, George Jefferson is a jerk. He's a jerk. They put him in the room with the racists, and technically, if you look at the episode, the way everything is crafted, Archie Bunker's the good guy in that equation. Unbelievable. You're right. Yeah, that feels a little dirty, right?
It does. It feels dirty, but it's hard.
Archie Bunker's the realest, though. I'm not gonna front. Looking back, of course, the things that you take with you when you think about the show, the iconography. Oh yeah, I used to watch All in the Family. All you remember is, the wife with the annoying voice. Archie Bunker's racist. His daughter's an airhead, and her husband is a stupid hippie. Right? That's like the basis of it. But if you really get into the show and you listen to his point of view, of course they make the joke every now and then he's just racist and he don't give a shit. But for the most part, Archie Bunker is like, he's trying to be a decent person. The whole show, he's trying to be a decent person.
They live with him.
Right.
It's like, you fucking loser. You can't even take care of my daughter. You live with me.
Right.
And yet you're coming up and eating my food and telling me how I need to live.
Right.
I'm paying all the bills.
Right. It's crazy. There's an episode where Archie Bunker rescues a person who's a cross-dresser. At the time would have been called a cross-dresser. And I think they were like choking or something like that, and Archie gave him mouth to mouth, brought him back to life, and was just like, yo, just don't tell nobody, because these guys are gonna make fun of me. I'm gonna have to deal with it. So in the moment, he made the right decision. He chose to help somebody and save their life, but he understood the repercussions of his less evolved social buddies and shit like that. Like, I'm gonna save your life, but just don't tell nobody. I'm telling you, Archie Bunker was a more complex character, and he seemed like he was more, at least making an attempt to be decent. So far, from what it looks like, George Jefferson was just a prick. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to get into it. But I think a reverse Jeffersons is worth exploration. We need a guy who got
Reverse Jeffersons.
We need a guy who got canceled, and he's moving on down instead of moving on up. And he has to go.
Yeah.
He has to go live in the hood. He has to go from his deluxe apartment in the sky to living down in the hood. He's got to downsize. His family's used to all the nice shit, and they got to adjust.
Oh shit!
To living in the hood with the people in the hood who are also making a lot of assumptions about who they are. They could be. I'm telling you, there's so many dynamics at play here that we could dig into and make some real observations about. But I don't think anybody's ever done that before.
No, dude, and they're not working class white people. I mean, these are affluent, proper white people that lose everything. They're not proper, but like, you know, proper in the sense like they're pompous. You know, they turn their nose up, like they're very privileged. Like in the, you know, in the way that everybody's throwing around that term white privilege, they're like the epitome of being privileged and detached and insulated from the realities of the world, and then they get super duper downgraded. So this, and you know what, and there's a lot of it, because it's like, well, wouldn't they have like a rich uncle, or none of their family members would help them? Dude, we see, our shit is more believable than bitches doing jump kicks. So they're ostracized by all they were, because whatever they did to get canceled, nobody will fuck with them, nobody will help them. So they have no choice. They lose everything. They have to start from scratch, and for a time being, like, they have to live on public assistance, and they have to live in Section 8 housing.
Wow. And then they become victims of gentrification. or the local people try to use them as a fake. I don't know. It's a lot of dynamics that could go into play here. But think about all the trope characters that they'll have to deal with on a daily basis. All the people that you could install around them to test the boundaries and the parameters of their thought processes and everything. That could be major. That could be major. That could be what Dear White People should have been.
That's genius.
Reverse Jeffersons.
The reverse Jeffersons. What would you call it though?
You could just name it after the couple or whatever, or something clever like that.
Dude, because they're doing reboots. I got it. These are two more multi-million-dollar ideas. We reboot All in the Family, and we reboot the Jeffersons.
Right, but just, oh shit.
It's just the Jeffersons reboot. Like they rebooted the Wonder Years and made them black. We reboot the Jeffersons and make them white. And
Perfect.
that's the story of moving on down to the South Side.
And you reverse it. You make Archie Bunker be the old black uncle racist, like the one Chris Rock's always talking about. Yeah,
AIDS, white people.
Yep,
fuck
that's
them
Archie
crackers,
Bunker.
Them ching chong motherfuckers always fucking up my orders. Yeah.
And you're so protected because it's a black. How much can you attack this black character for being? They would make excuses for him. They're like, he was born in 1936. I mean, of course. How do you expect him to act? You could make all the excuses for him so you could get all the jokes off. Nobody could complain about it. That's just bulletproof.
Oh shit.
It's bulletproof.
That's fucking hilarious. And you make him 10 times more than Archie Bunker ever was.
Yeah, bulletproof.
Roderick, get this pasty bitch out my house.
And the studio laughter, the laugh track. People wouldn't know what the fuck to do. How do you unpack the reverse Jeffersons and Archie Bunker? And they come on right out, like you wouldn't have time to process one before the episode of the next one. Oh man, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I'd watch it. I'd watch it right now. Somebody showed me a trailer of an old Archie Bunker, but it's a black dude. I gotta see at least 2 or 3 episodes. I want to hear all the shit he's gonna talk. God, that's good, dude. That's really good. Reverse. I thought it was just about the Jeffersons, but have Archie Bunker would be perfect to bring back and switch the race of right now. Let's pander all you. Yeah, let's switch the race. And at first, everybody would be like, "Yeah, that's right. We're taking over." And then you start hearing them talk, and they'll be like, "Well, hold on now." I don't think it. I don't even think it would be problematic because white guilt wouldn't allow you to scrutinize it, and black people would love to hear the shit that he talks on the episodes.
Yeah, it's bulletproof.
It really
It's
is.
absolutely bulletproof.
That, and matter of fact, that's the one you come out with first. That's the
They
flagship.
ease people into the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was technically the spinoff anyway.
Yep. Yep.
So
That's the
he's the white
flagship.
neighbor that's like a pompous asshole, and eventually he gets canceled for some
Right.
shit he says to the dad.
And one of the
And
grandkids were recording it on TikTok,
yep,
and they heard him say he got canceled. It's taken out of context. He wasn't even supposed to get canceled. Taken out of context, and then he gets his own spinoff show.
oh shit.
That is good. That's good. I mean, we gotta, yeah. We need to talk about that a lot more. That needs to get developed. I believe somebody is brave enough to buy that property and reboot it.
Well, it's all gonna be. I mean, Disney owns everything, and Disney's collapsing.
Right.
Disney is their stock is in free fall. Nobody gives a fuck about their parks. They're having to give shit away. They've ruined all their franchises. None of them are gonna be profitable eventually. So I think somebody's gonna scoop it up. Shit, I just saw that Nintendo World. Um, it looks super duper lame, but it's whimsical and interesting. Just like Disneyland, or any of those theme parks, right?
Oh, it's an actual place. I thought it was like a game or something.
No, they got like a Nintendo theme park. So now you've got other companies getting into the theme park game, like how Disney
Oh,
started,
okay.
right? Disney started as a theme park, right? Then got into, movies and television series. I guess first they started out as animators, right? But they got into the theme park game, and then they were kind of known as the theme park that also has these cartoons come out. And Nintendo's getting into that space. There's going to be enough money generated that eventually someone's going to buy up all of the shit that Disney bought because they're just ruining it. They're running it into the ground. They probably own the Jeffersons and All in the Family right now.
This Nintendo world looks a little haunted. I ain't gonna front. It doesn't have.
It,
I mean, Disney is weird too, but this Nintendo world looks kind of haunted. It doesn't look like a place you want to be. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I thought it'd be great to be there on acid. It
Oh
looked.
yeah,
They
yeah.
got a couple videos of people just walking through it and going on the rides, and I'm like, yeah, this would be surreal if I was totally fucked up.
Wow. Nintendo world. Okay, well, you can't let Disney keep making all the theme park money. You gotta think
Yeah.
how many people, how many businesses or whatever even have enough franchise power to build something like that, let alone the money that it takes to build it. How many people have enough content to build something like that?
Oh yeah, and it's
Yeah,
a big
that's a
risk.
lot. Oh yeah, huge. To think that this many people are going to want to come here and digest this much of your aesthetic for over the weekend, like that's a lot. That's a lot of greens and mushrooms and the tree. Like that's a lot. That's a
Right.
lot. At least with Nintendo, I mean with Disney, it is pretty intense when you go there. But it's they don't do every single aspect of it. The streets just look like streets. Where in Nintendo World, everything is all bright green and yellow. It looked like it could get heavy. There's nowhere for your eyes to rest. There's nowhere. Everywhere you look, you're being bombarded with more bright colors and weird shapes and shit. That's definitely for people on acid. One
Yeah.
hundred percent. Nintendo. Hey, who knows? Who knows? They might make some money off it. I'm sure they will. Just off the curiosity, they'll make some money for a few years. But that's a big undertaking, dude. Nintendo World. Go for it. Have fun.
Well, if
I,
nothing else, if they buy it up, then they can greenlight our Jeffersons and All in the Family reboot.
yeah, yeah. All in the Family for sure. Yeah, that All in the Family feels a little bit more intriguing than the Jeffersons now. But now that I'm
I don't
thinking about
know. I don't know. They're both really really good, dude.
it. Yeah, this is good stuff. We got to tie that in. We're gonna put that. I know. We have probably have no chance at actually owning the rights to something so huge, especially with all the content wars that are going on right now. But we might be able to get a ball rolling on that somewhere if we keep moving, keep talking about it
Dude,
enough.
if nothing else, parody is unsuable.
Right.
All
Right.
we have to do is pitch. All we have to do is do it ourselves as a parody of an All in the Family reboot. Do it as a parody, as a All in the, as a Jeffersons reboot.
It's all in the fam. Just call it all in the fam.
All in the Fam, the Jeffersonians.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah,
of
dude.
like,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We might have to do some. See that's another thing we got to do soon. We got to link up again. Maybe first of this month, since we missed last month. First of this month, maybe we'll link and do some priority focusing. We need to make a good list of what's top priority as far as content creation going to be. Cause
dude, and just start throwing some shit at the wall, on GoFundMe and promoting it. Like, look, we're really trying to get this, Jefferson's reboot done.
right.
Here's the premise.
Yeah, you
You
guys
just
want to
lay it
see
out.
a comic book hero called patriarchy? Throw some money at us.
Right. If we raise $1 million, that's going to be enough to cover our expenses to get it to the right people, to demonstrate that there's enough interest in it, and to pay, of course, our 30% for making it happen. So
Easy.
it's a fair deal.
Super simple. Super simple. So yeah, this is it. Yeah, so definitely first of this month we'll link up. We'll get a good list going. I know we're gonna have to go through some old apps too to make some animated clips, because definitely Incelerator and MCU Police Brutality. Those two things stand out to me the most as things that would be easy to animate something cool about. Incelerator's amazing. He's a little bit problematic, a little, but the fact that everybody he's dealing with is criminals and killers, it kind of it smooths everything out. It can't be too bad if they're criminals and killers. You get what you get. Not
It's
everybody's
very
going to be
true.
Superman who just carries you away to put you in Arkham Asylum until you break out or some shit like that. Some people are just going, you know, some people are going to beat you down. And Incelerator's the guy, yo. I think I got a good logo for him too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just
Is it a skull jerking off?
no. It's gonna be like the shape of an eye, basically, but long way standing, upright instead of on the side, with an
Yeah.
X through it. So it's just gonna be like a no yoni logo.
Oh.
As it's just painted crudely on his chest armor in angry, painful strokes of the
Yeah, he's
paintbrush.
he's got to be slovenly too. Like, he has to look like he doesn't work out. He doesn't take care of himself. He's really just jerking off behind a computer screen until he gets that first notification. Got a job for you, Incelerator.
Yeah.
No, he goes over the dark web to get these jobs to hunt people down. You know,
Yeah, and there's not a lot of misogyny left. Everybody's, evolved a little bit. So when the SWAT team arrives and it's a whole gang of women bank heisters holding hostages, they're
shit.
dumbfounded. They're
Nobody wants
befuddled.
to go after them.
What can we do? We can't shoot them. Clearly, we can't even go in there.
Oh shit. When woke culture will not let you bring women to justice,
Right.
you call the Incelerator. You locate them you follow the no yoni symbol. You find them online. You paint it like on a telephone pole, and he meets you somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's balding, but he has long hair. I see him with those like flight goggles for no reason, like the leather cap with the goggles up
No.
top.
When
He's got like a whole bunch of cartridges around his belt. That what the fuck are they used for?
That's only when he's working. This came to me the other day. And Accelerator wears his regular clothes to do all his meetings with law enforcement, like the whole, because he's invisible anyway. Nobody's gonna see him. Nobody's gonna recognize him. They're not gonna remember. Yeah, I thought I saw a commissioner talking to some guy in the diner the other day. What did he look like? I don't even remember. Who cares? It was the commissioner,
Very
though.
forgettable.
Very forgettable. Nobody notices him, especially women. He's invisible, so he doesn't have to wear his suit. He only wears his suit when he's working.
Oh shit. And that's why he never gets caught.
Yeah.
because even though the criminal women that he goes after, they couldn't point him out in a line.
Right.
He was unattractive and forgettable.
Right.
That's he was overweight and balding. Well, describes a lot of men.
And then they don't even want to look at him. They see all the
Like,
overweight, balding guys in the lineup, and they're like, you know what? Yuck. Just swipe left on all of these guys. Fuck them up.
just take me to prison. But that's a great premise of why they have to hire him, because you'd have to get women, and regular women aren't strong enough to go after women that have trained to be killers. So they've bought into the propaganda of girl power, and they think they can't be stopped because no one will go after them or bring them to justice.
Right.
He's the only dude that's willing to cross that line in the name of equality, but also because he hates women.
Right.
This-
Maybe, allegedly.
an insult.
Allegedly, he hates him. And then he still gets villainized. Even after he walks out of the bank, bloody fists. It's like, they were holding 15 hostages. They killed 2 people already. Like, yeah, but did you see what he did to those ladies? He just beat the shit out of those ladies. You're a woman beater. But he can't even enjoy helping the SWAT team catch criminals.
He's
But
hated.
yeah,
All they
hated.
do is they post, just like that shooting that took place where they were pissed that this dude got killed like after a standoff. But I don't know if you see it, where the girl that he was trying to kill shows up at the protest and it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? He tried to murder me and my children. Why are y'all protesting for him?
Right.
You hear about that?
Yeah, I saw it. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And they were still telling her to shut up.
Right. So I mean, this isn't far fetched. Like, this is actually happening. We could have it to where the incinerator, they're only capturing on videotape or camera phone him beating the shit out of these women, but not the 2 hostages they plugged in the head right before.
Right.
The camera didn't get turned on there. It's like, but didn't they kill 2? Doesn't matter. Did you see the video? You're gonna tell me that she deserved that? She deserved to get beaten by a man just because she murdered 2 innocent hostages? Is that what you're saying, you bigot?
Yeah, that's not how you treat
Someone
women.
would make that argument.
Absolutely. Though, and most of the society that Incinerator lives in will make that argument. They don't want to hear nothing. There's never a reason to hit women. Like, she's a mass murderer. So what? You enjoyed that? Like, yeah, well, maybe, but she's been killing people. The FBI hasn't been able to catch her for 2 years. She's still a woman. After everything women have been through in this country, you can at least find somebody who doesn't enjoy their job so much. So
Right.
much shit they could say, but he's the guy. He's the one. He don't give a shit, bro. So when he's done, he's going right back to his mom's basement. He's going to eat pizza rolls, and he's going to play Grand Theft Auto.
He's got to eat fucking Hot Pockets and Bagel Bites.
All the terrible shit. All of it. All of it. He's in a horrible shape. He got adult acne. He's balding. Terrible. All the shit. Everything. Horrible. Horrible. But there's one thing he does really well.
Oh, what? Yeah, dude. Incinerator is a gem. But dude, Patriarchy, Special Agent Wet Nurse,
Oh,
fucking
God.
the Tinks. Dude, we need to. I think, what was that dude? Young Ripper got like $2 million to do his comic. They're like,
Yeah.
people like, here's $2 million, do your thing.
Yeah, we here. Well, we here. We on the same train. We got good. These are amazing
Dude.
things.
Amazing intellectual property, perfect for the times that we live in. These are fucking great characters. Hail Hitter, these are gold. This is gold, dude. These are
Yeah.
gold characters.
And I'm totally willing to go Aqua Teen South Park vibes as we, I don't want to sit and wait until we feel like everything is pristine enough to show it. I will totally go Aqua Teen Hunger Force vibes with some stills that barely move around, very little mouth movement, some crude voiceovers. We just need to get it cemented in the algorithm before people hear us talking about it and try to run with it. We just need to get proof of work. And however that looks, I think we're ahead of the curve enough right now with art capability and shit that it won't be. Even Aqua Teen was lazy. Like that, they could have did a little better. They just didn't give a shit. It was like, it's about the jokes and the world that we're building. It's not about the freaking cutouts that we're using. So I'm totally down. And then we ain't doing no perfectionist shit here. We're gonna get this shit out. And Accelerator's definitely one of the flagship characters. It's very easy to start to build a world with the Accelerator in it. That's super easy. and Special
Well,
Agent Wet Nurse.
are these all separate worlds, or is this all in one, like,
I think it's
Marvel
all
DC?
in the Gentleverse. It's
Yeah,
all in the
got
Dangerous
it.
Gentleverse. So is the podcast. This people, there's some of our heroes listen to it. Yeah, I think that's how you start, right there. Instead of
Oh,
splitting them all up, make it all part of
yeah.
the same world.
Make it meta.
Yeah, yeah.
Have
And you know,
episodes that have all the
Accelerator
back.
eats at Lusty Burger, bro. Tell
Oh,
me he doesn't.
oh shit.
Of course he eats at Lusty
He,
Burger, bro.
he can't eat anywhere else. It's
Right?
like, look, I haven't shit in a week from all of these hot pockets and bagel bites. I think it's time to
Yeah,
get something besides pizza rolls. I'm heading for a good old Dusty Burger.
yeah.
That'll keep the old colon.
And he doesn't tip because he ain't no simp.
Never,
I don't
never.
tip. He's in there complaining about OnlyFans and how they make all this money just for being attractive. He's like, I ain't tipping you.
That's what he says. Bitch, start an OnlyFans. You didn't tip me, you're a jerk. Start an OnlyFans.
Oh, I
Just
love
fucked
it.
up.
Yeah, Accelerator and Wet Nurse. That's, and of course everything leads back to patriarchy. He's the Thanos so far. He's the first big bad, of the first phase, the unstoppable patriarchy.
Oh, dude, that's even better. To have him, he no discernible superpower, but he's revered like a Thanos. Like we can't stop him. Nothing.
Can't stop him. He hasn't committed any crimes. He's never been canceled. He hasn't said anything racist. We're like,
And Accelerator is like, I can't fight. He's a guy. I can't fight him. What are you
yeah,
afraid?
they try to send him
He'll beat
after
my
himself.
ass.
I can't beat that guy. That's amazing. He won't even attempt to fight dudes.
No, he's like, dude, I'd take chick assignments only.
Oh,
Crazy.
did he get beat up one time on one of his assignments, and everybody can't figure out how you get beat up? But one of the women robbers was a trans woman, and
Oh,
she beat
yeah.
up Accelerator. That's his only weakness. You got to trick
Oh,
him into fighting the trans woman.
and then that'll be the first character mysteriously killed by Dead Name. Forgot about Dead Name, didn't you?
See, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, it's immediate. Like I said, yeah, first of the month. We'll put that on the calendar for sure. We're gonna get a priority pyramid going, and go back through some of these older shows too, and start to grab some more information about them because they need to be seen. That's just the facts. They need to be seen. There's not a whole lot out there that could rival these characters. Just Accelerator alone, you could spend the next year just dropping Accelerator content, and it wouldn't get old. It would not get old, and it would probably get a whole lot of attention because of how much it would piss people off.
Yeah, it'd be very hard to watch.
Yeah, that's going to be an anger farm for sure. Anger farm. Nobody's going to look at that and see him pounding people out and just deal with it like, well, they're criminals, so they're going to be like, nah, this is just basically a comic about violence against women. Like
No, no, no,
comics,
no, no. Equality against women.
equality
Equality
against.
women.
I'm going to use
Oh,
it, weaponize equality
oh,
against you.
shit, and he can have these like like Marcus Aurelius speeches about it, like when he's challenged on it. He's like, you call it violence against women, I call it equality.
Oh yeah,
When
yeah. I'm sure
some when
we could put some
when
Jordan
some
Peterson quotes in there.
yeah, it's when some group when some group of uh, sexy women who've never had to work a day in their life pull up a bank heist and murder two hostages, and nobody wants to do anything because they're women. I say they need a little equality.
Right.
He gives his little speech. He picks it apart. He has his reasons. He's a slovenly, unlikable piece of shit who doesn't tip, and he deserves to be alone because he's not just gross. He's unlikable. He's he's supposed to be an incel. He is an incel. You're not supposed to get to breed. You haven't demonstrated you deserve access to any woman. But he makes his points and he has his philosophy. So you don't like him, but you kind of respect where he's coming from. And
Yeah.
gotta be listening to however we parody Jordan Peterson.
Oh
However
yeah,
we
yeah.
parody Jordan Peterson, he's going to the seminar. He's in town. He's got all the books that come out. He's constantly listening on every podcast that dude is on. And that should be just the thing that's on. He's just at his computer. He's browsing the dark web, downloading porn, or streaming porn. Nobody downloads it anymore, I guess. and just in the background it's just Borden Jeterson, whoever the fuck is listening to it.
Yeah.
Whoever that parody
Hey,
character
close
is.
enough. Close enough. Until we get a cease and desist. He'll be giving his speech. He'll be like, "Those sluts needed to be taught a lesson," and the cops around him, they'll be like, "No, they were bank robbers." Right. Those thieves needed to be taught a lesson.
Those
You know,
murderous thieves.
right. You see the mask
Uh,
slipping a little bit. All he really
right,
cares
right.
about, like, no,
Those
no, no.
stuck up whores.
You're like, wait, no. They were killers. Right, right, right. These
Right,
mass
killer.
murderers.
That's it. And they should have been housewives, but
And the
those
crowd gasped.
problem.
Gasp from the crowd. Like, oh my God, this guy's a dinosaur. Yeah, you don't like him, but he's doing his job. He's doing his job that's needed. He's never beat up a civilian.
Oh shit! Fighting the crimes that society will not confront. The incinerator.
Mm. Fighting the crimes that society will not confront. And what crimes are those, Accelerator? Crimes committed by women.
Specifically, women that will not have sex with me.
Right, right. And I assume that's all of them. So whenever you call me, I'm coming.
Yeah, if you
I'm
if
knocking something out, son.
oh shit.
Yeah, it's terrible. I know it's bad, but it has to be seen. It has to be seen. I'm sure some of the shit Matt and Trey came up with seemed like it shouldn't be spoken into reality either. But look
It's,
where it got them.
can you imagine the pitch reading where they're like, "We're gonna have Christopher Reeves crack open the skull of a fetus and drink its insides. We're gonna animate that."
Right.
I
The
mean, if you
same.
think about all the shit that they've done, dude,
Oh,
we're not, we haven't done anything. Our shit has been more, it's over the top, but it's pretty clever and poignant. We haven't done anything on that level of horrific.
yeah. They don't
If you
give a
really think
damn.
about it. I mean, if we ever do animate the Illuminati eating babies as they rape them, then I think that would be on South Park level of evil,
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You got to earn
Incinerator,
that though.
yeah,
You got to earn that. You got to have a
right.
few
That's
seasons
season
before.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
season 10 before you can show the Illuminati. Like,
Yeah. Can't come out the gate with that kind of shit.
right, season 1, a bitch doing yoga poses and making oil slicks with her titty milk. That's tame.
Yeah, that's easy. I think they might even like that. They might
Yeah,
even like the whole utilitarian aspect. It's like it's not just milk, buddy. This is
yeah.
you know what
Now,
I mean? It's special.
dude, Special Agent Wet Nurse has to come out first. Has to.
Yeah,
Has
yeah,
to, or and Latinx. You got to give the woman the trans power first before you think you can put Incelerator into that same world.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
because also too, the only person that's openly bad is patriarchy. Everybody agrees that patriarchy is a villain, you know, and maybe penalized. But even penalized kind of has some redemptive qualities. Like like everybody, when you kind of think about it, it's hard to say who's the good guy or the bad guy for any of these people.
Right, right. And that's where you want. That's a good aspect because then it splits people's. It gives them more time to think about it, more psychological space. Real estate is taken up in there, so that's a good thing. That's clever writing. That's what that is.
Yeah, man.
Clever character creation. I think Wet Nurse is
Yeah,
probably correct though, because she is so grounded. Because she's a transit cop, right? She witnesses some indecent exposure one day. She chases somebody. He disappears around the corner. There's a crazy blue light. When she turns the corner, he's gone.
and then there's just this baby in a basket.
No, well, yeah, he could have used that rift to open itself up, right? Oh no, I think we came up with something else that it went from one person to another. She went out on a call or something where, uh, um, like a waitress had got killed, and there was all that was left. So she took the baby, and well, either that would be a good way to bring him into the world if they took advantage of all the portals that Larry was opening, and they just managed to drop this alien thing here for her to take advantage of. And then from that day forth, she just goes. She gets upgraded because now that she's got the baby, she's faster, she's smarter, she figures things out. She starts making a bunch of arrests, and then she gets promoted a bunch of times. Now she's a special agent. Yeah, that makes
Um,
perfect sense.
yeah, she's a transit cop, finds the baby, there's this moment where maybe like her shirt's a little ripped from the chase or something,
Right.
and the baby just latches on, and then everything changes.
There it
But
is.
now we'd have to go back. We'd have to reveal that origin story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't think we should show people that it's really from the baby right out front.
Yeah, you start
You,
off
you
with
sh-
just a special agent cop who's got
yep,
the baby strapped onto her, and
yep,
nobody's mentioning it. She's just out in the world doing jobs and chasing people with the baby on her, and they're just like, "Yo, what the fuck is she doing, bro?" But
right.
yeah,
They're all acclimated. Like you meet her when everyone's already acclimated to it. Like she's cursing out the captain. Like you're a coward. I'm out of here. Doesn't even acknowledge the baby sucking on her tit. Like everybody just is accepted it, and she's in her scantily, her tight black leather Catwoman outfit, and just going around, and everybody just acknowledges that she's like the badass, like those old, Dirty Harry type era cop movies. We're gonna do this by the book, special agent. Yeah, I don't
perfect,
read your books. Like
perfect.
whatever, so corny one-liners, and then leaves with the baby, and then eventually you find out how it all started, how it all happened, and then as soon as on that origin story, you go right into Larry Mandel and the aspect of dystopia.
Yeah, and everybody else feels like they already fit in that world. Accelerators in there, freaking Phaedra. Everybody else fits in that world. That's a great freaking foundation for all of it. And the podcast is playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? People are meeting up for dinner at Lusty Burgers. It's perfect. You can't get much better than that. So yeah, Special Agent Wet Nurse is first. And whatever her name is, she prefers to be called Wet Nurse. So this is not what we call her. It's not what the men around her call her. She chose that name because I guess it was some kind of way to take back the power from the Patriots. So she calls herself a Wet Nurse. I don't know, but she thought
Hmm.
about it. She thought it was a good idea, and I agree.
Wet nurse.
Until
Yeah.
until Spawn until the guy who made Spawn tries to sue us. It's
Listen, man,
genius.
I've already looked it up. Parody is unsuable. As long as
Yeah.
it's parody, you literally cannot be sued.
I think we're good anyway because his name's going to be stylized as special
Yeah.
dot agent dot, like that. But I think he seems like the type of guy who would still try to send you a cease and desist. Like he ain't gonna like it. He ain't gonna like it. But who cares? Who cares? Him complaining about it is gonna get us more views and more sales. So bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it
I
on.
mean,
I
the
love it.
worst case scenario, it just becomes Sawn instead of Spawn.
You're right.
If you really want to pull at that thread, like okay.
Right. We'll just make the P a little smaller on the front of the cover. We'll make the P a little smaller, but other than that, we're keeping it. Yeah, that's perfect. It's beautiful.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. You know, I think we did enough heavy lifting for today, man. I
I would
think
say so. I would
I
say
think
so.
we've solidified our position once again as the greatest think tank ever assembled.
Mm. I
All in the
agree.
Family reboot, Jefferson's reboot, the truth about He-Man and Skeletor. I mean, maybe other people picked up they were gay because of the outfits, but I don't think anybody pieced together the transformation
No.
and the what's it called? Gay conversion therapy compound, which is Eternia, because that's how long he feels like he's been there. This is
Right.
fucking forever.
And it all started with exploring how the LGBT MCU is pandering for profit.
Oh, dude. So
Yeah,
yeah,
greatness, absolute greatness. Yeah,
yeah.
man. I'm gonna grab some grub and definitely gonna keep that first of the month meeting or somewhere around there. Depending on what day it falls on, somewhere around there to just get a new thing set up here for the priorities for the characters, and don't forget that beat folder too.
Oh
It's
yeah, I'll
time.
check that out. I'm putting some time aside tomorrow. I had to go help my mother-in-law today with some cutting down some trees, and I'm gonna rest up. I'm a little exhausted from that, but I'm gonna rest up tonight. And tomorrow I'm off. I'm gonna get to work, man. I'm gonna get to work updating the uh the docs, and I'll check out the beat folder as well, man.
Dope. Yeah. If you need anything, you need a link or bounce some ideas around or something like that, definitely holla at me.
Yeah, and definitely this upcoming week we'll put out a day to chisel out our first of the month meeting for sure.
Excellent, excellent, man. Well, great talking to you, brother, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
You as well, sir. Always a pleasure.
All right, man. Bless.
Peace.
Metaphysics is going to have to be the quote-unquote religion of tomorrow. If it isn't, you're fucked. Totally and absolutely.